I just sold my first picture at the art gallery. I think I'm going to get a raise.
Excellent, Miss Hillary. You must let me know what that feels like. These 2 days have just flown right by.
Jeffrey, did you really enjoy having Will out of the house that much?
The closest I'll ever get to a bonus.
Stop front. You know this gear's chill.
Why are you talking like that?
Yo, how you playing me, Prince?
What?
Yo, you dissing me. Come on, man. Stop.
You in the hood now, baby.
This episode opens up with Carlton and his homies doing, well, if I'm being for real, I don't know what they're doing.
She's a brick house, lady stacked, and that's a fact, and there isn't anything wrong with that.
Will and Jazz walk in on this disaster, and of course, Will has to make a joke about it.
Was that really necessary?
Oh, I'm sorry, Carlton. What, you thought I was laughing at you?
It's what it sounded like.
Oh, no. See, when I laugh at you, it's more like this.
Will and Carlton have a little back and forth, and Will tells Carlton that he wouldn't be able to survive if he spent the day out in Jazz's hood, which happened to be good old Compton. But Carlton comes back and tells him that he can handle Compton. So Will, wanting to use this to his advantage, makes a bet with Carlton.
If you went down to Jazz's neighborhood, looking the way you look and talking the way you talk, you wouldn't come home walking the way you walk. I bet you wouldn't last a day in Compton.
All right. And if I do, you have to stop making those cheap shots at me.
Gee, I don't know. That's my whole reason for living.
So in order to officially get the bet started, Carlton has to find a way to skip school. So he comes up with this lie.
Dad, did you sign our permission slips yet?
I'm sorry, son. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm talking about 2 weeks ago when Will and I gave you permission slip for a field trip this weekend. You're always saying how important these opportunities are. And then when they come up, you completely ignore them. It's like you don't even care.
Philip.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yo, that's how you come up with a lie. Now, I'm not sure if this would work in real life, but hey, don't knock it till you try it. We cut to Will and Carlton, and they for sure in the hood now, cause this hallway busted up. Carlton is taking his bet serious. So serious that he made some hip-hop flashcards.
Jazz's crib.
Crib, house dwelling domicile.
How did you know that? Hip-hop flashcards?
So they get inside, and Will introduces Carlton to the homies. And in less than 60 seconds, Carlton gets a taste of what he's in for.
Where do I put my things?
Oh, let me have my butler get them. Psych.
Ah, the ghetto. The ghetto. The ghetto.
Will and Jazz head out, and they leave Carlton rolling with the homies. But catch this, when Will and Jazz get back to their apartment, they see the boys all watching infomercials about real estate, and that's when we get introduced to the new Carlton. Oh, I mean, C-Note.
Yo, what's up?
Why are you talking like that?
Yo, how you playing me, Prince?
What?
Yo, you dissing me.
Come on, man, stop it!
Cosplay, gangsters, fake ass accents.
Now, how they managed to get him new wardrobe and a new accent in just a couple hours? Carlton tells Will that he's going to MacArthur Park to sell some of them fake-ass Gucci bags, and Will lets him know that MacArthur Park is not to be played with. But Carlton, being naive, doesn't listen to Will.
Yo, I'm gonna sleep on the floor.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, Carlton got them dudes in check. We cut to Carlton headed back home, you know, to show the family his new costume or whatever, and Carlton goes crazy.
Yo, I'm quitting school. That's for suckers. Starting my own business.
Who's responsible for this?
Listen, I can explain.
Well,
But don't worry, y'all, it was all a dream.
It was all a dream.
We then cut to the family getting ready for church. They're looking for Carlton, and that's when Will lets it out that Carlton is still in Compton. Uncle Phil and the original Aunt Viv are understandably furious, and Uncle Phil tells Will to go get Carlton and have him back home by the time they get home from church. So Will heads to Compton and comes up with this lie that Jeffrey hurt himself really bad and that the whole family was at the hospital checking up on him. Now this was a good lie and more realistic than the lie that Carlton told Uncle Phil earlier. The problem is the original Aunt Viv bursts in as they're leaving and puts everybody in check.
Carlton.
Mom.
Will told me everything.
It was a bet.
A bet. I don't care. Carlton, you are not going to MacArthur Park tonight. In fact, None of you are going to MacArthur Park tonight.
Wait a minute.
Boy, do not test me.
Yes, ma'am.
After the original Aunt Viv leaves, the homies start picking on Will, pretty much calling him a snitch.
Followed your own cousin.
Yo, man, you getting soft. I can't let them say that stuff about me, man.
Maybe now you know what it feels like.
We cut to Will and Carlton back at home being confronted by Uncle Phil and the original Aunt Viv, and they give them both some very important life lessons.
When are you going to start taking responsibility for your actions? When are you going to grow up, boy?
But I had to show him that I had the courage to survive down there.
That's not courage. Courage is being the way you are no matter what anybody says about you.
After they leave, Carlton and Will start having an argument about how they both treat each other differently.
Look, I never judge you for being the way you are, but you always act like I don't measure up to some rule of blackness that you carry around.
You don't judge me. You do everything but carry a big old gavel around. I mean, you treat me like I'm some kind of idiot just because I talk different.
Differently.
The episode ends with Carlton realizing that Will actually cares about him.
If I hadn't come and got you, you'd have got yourself killed.
And why was that important to you?
It wasn't.
Yes, it was. Admit it, Will, you care about me. Just gotta face it. You love me.
My brother, you want to take this outside?
This episode was a classic Fresh Prince episode. It touched heavily on identity and acceptance. Carlton always felt as though his wealthy upbringing and his love for learning are what pushed him and Will further away from each other. So when Will made that bet to spend the day in Compton, he saw this as a way to gain acceptance from Will and to not get picked on anymore. And on the flip side of that, Will always felt as though his upbringing from being in the hood and not having a lot of money made him not relatable to the family, which is likely why he formed such good relationships with Jazz and the homies. Those friendships, however, caused more of a separation between Will and Carlton. So I'm glad that they both got to talk out their issues and to basically live in each other's shoes for a day. And that's my recap of this episode of The Fresh Prince. If y'all got anything else that y'all would like me to recap, just leave a comment below, and thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. And until next time, peace.